Alrighty, so basically what happened was a bunch of footage that I took on this camera and then a microphone that I recorded with kind of got screwed up. Something with the audio on both of them for some reason got screwed up, or I'm just trying to figure out a new editing program, so I'm not really sure which one it is. Probably the latter, just my own incompetence. But anyway, I had something that I wanted to talk about, which kind of works well with the fact that it kind of got all messed up anyway, which is there are two different things. Let me take a picture of that for the thumbnail. Cool. All right. So there's two different things that I want to talk about that I did talk about but got lost. So the two creative resistances. So Seth Godin talks a lot about this, but there's just something I've been thinking about a lot, and I've kind of noticed that I've been experiencing this as well. So resistances in the creative process. So they're in... just in a broad sense, I've noticed two of them. The first one being material resistance, and the second being emotional resistance. So material resistance is that resistance you feel when you have the lower end of everything or you don't have anything. So you may not have a MacBook Pro, you may not have a Mac Pro or a insanely fast computer like Isaac, and then you basically tell yourself, okay, I cannot... you completely rule yourself out from making videos, for one. You say, I don't have a nice computer, therefore I can't edit. Or in my case, I might say, I don't have a Canon 1DX Mark II, therefore I can't be a professional photographer or videographer, which obviously is not true either. Anyways, extreme examples, but still, it's that excuse that's made to say that just because I don't have this, therefore I cannot pursue this creative endeavor. And my rebuttal personally to that was, in the video, like I said, I lost it, but it works well. My rebuttal, I almost have to hold up my arm, this is getting tiring. My rebuttal is that if you have a phone like this phone is 3 or 4 years old right now. If you have a phone, that phone is sufficient to capture audio and to capture video, because most phone microphones are okay. You can hear them fine if you speak clearly, and then most of the cameras now shoot in 1080p or at least 720p. I think even this front-facing camera shoots at 1080p, which is mind-blowing. So anyway, there's really no excuse there. You can download Anchor, the app Anchor, which basically you press a button and now you have a podcast that gets distributed everywhere. We use something else for it, but I've used it once and it works really well, so it's that's one thing. So you can do that. If you have a phone and an internet connection, you basically can do a lot of different things. Now, there are exceptions to some of the rules, but I really want to challenge you watching this right now that you are not the exception to that rule. Like, if you have a video vlog idea, if you have something meaningful that you think you can offer the world, I would really challenge you to just go do it. Like this right now, I thought about scrapping it and then just doing something else, but the fact that I'm not using any fancy microphones and I'm not using a fancy camera kind of helps with the purpose of this video, that if you have an idea, you should just do it, say it, and if it's good, it'll stick, and if it's not, then nobody will care about this video. So it works either way. So I think you kind of understand what that is. So don't let that material resistance, that like, oh crap, I don't have all those nice things, stop you from making good things. So there's the material thing that I've been noticing. Switching hands now. Yeah, maybe. Anyhow, so the second one is emotional resistance. Now this one is by far the hardest one to overcome in a lot of ways. It's that feeling that kind of rises up inside of you when you want to try to do something either that you love or it's a creative endeavor. For instance, let's say I want to pursue photography and videography, which is something I'm interested in and I want to explore. I'm experiencing just so much emotional resistance, just maybe it's my personality, but in general I feel like if somebody is trying to do something meaningful, then there's a lot of emotional resistance that comes with it, that feeling of insecurity, I think, is where it comes from ultimately. That feeling of insecurity that makes you doubt yourself and doubt your work too, and makes you doubt whether you even want to put it out there for people to judge, because there's that resistance that when you want to click post or something, like you post up 5 pictures of your most recent shoot, or you DM 5 people on Instagram to say, hey, I'll shoot you for free, which I just did. That right before I did that, just like resistance. Like I felt that emotional vulnerability that comes when you're trying to do something meaningful. But the encouragement with that is, one, usually, there are exceptions, but usually when you're starting to feel that kind of resistance doing something that you love, usually it means you're doing something meaningful. Because a lot of things that come very easily aren't very meaningful. Not all, but many. And secondly, and the second thing is that really there's no answer to that feeling of insecurity, because from what I'm reading of people who are in their 50s, 60s, who are artists or creatives or entrepreneurs, all in the creative kind of field, writing, whatever, really that resistance to that creativity that you feel and that insecurity, ultimately you will get more proficient at what you do, which will create more confidence, but ultimately you're gonna still have that resistance that rises up in you that tries to tell you to not do it. And Seth Godin says, instead of trying to run and fight that, you need to learn how to dance with that fear. So I don't know if that made any sense. If it did, if you got this far, leave a comment. Seriously. Like if you got to 6 minutes and 33 seconds of this completely unedited video, that jump cut was within my camera that I did during the video because I forgot what I was going to say. But I completely unedited this video just to show that, hey, I'm just going to put something up even if I'm not sure that it's technically good. So if any of this resonated with you, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And we'll see you guys next week.